Hello, I'm sitting crisscross applesauce in my maternity ward with Snow, and I just wanted to kind of film a video for you guys. I don't know if I'm fully back yet, but I do think I have a very important conversation to have. So if you wouldn't mind sticking around and listening, I think that this is a very crucial conversation to have. First, I will go ahead and update you. Me and Snow are actually doing really good. This woman is the reason why I feel like I'm doing so good. Beef mamas are very good moms. They have a extreme maternal instinct and they're just great freaking moms. And so if they lose a baby, they will mourn that loss, and it is devastating to watch. And when I had to take Cersei out, Snow was upset, you could tell, but she was able to accept it and move on really quick, way quicker than I've ever seen before. And it kind of gave me this piece of like, I feel like she knew something that I couldn't tell. And so she knew that our time was very limited with Cersei. I did not do a necropsy. I did not think it was going to be beneficial and worth the trauma that a necropsy is, just because I am fairly certain that it was some kind of genetic defect or abnormality that I could not see. I know that Snow and I did everything we could. She was in the maternity ward that was clean, warm, and she had a great mama, Snow, who was nursing her and taking care of her, and she was eating and using the bathroom. So it had to have been something that we couldn't see. Unfortunately, I have seen this before on my farm. Shorthorns can be carriers for different genetic issues that can cause a lot of issues with calves, and so I am very certain that that is what took her. So she has already been buried on the farm. Anytime we lose one of our cows, we always bury them. We're fortunate that my dad has large equipment, and so we are able to do it ourselves, and it's just a respect thing for us. My comments have been off, and I didn't turn them off because I didn't want any negative and like I only wanted people who agreed with me and love me and support me. That wasn't the case. I needed to turn it all off because it was just too much. It was just way too much, and I needed to just process and just be able to just exist on the internet without having those notifications. So if you sent a DM in the last couple days, I'm so sorry. I deleted all of them, and it wasn't because I did not want to allow you guys to send sweet messages. It was just too much, because when I needed to turn it off, it needed to be turned off completely. I do want to touch on something because I've just noticed, being an influencer, a content creator, and kind of watching how things go. This is all my personal opinion. I have no science to back this. This is just me talking out of my ass in a cowl pen. But I feel like parasocial relationships are not talked about because it's a very weird subject, and it's kind of hard to talk about because it's easy to say, oh yeah, hate comments just come from miserable people who scroll, see a video, want to hate on it, and then just go about their day. So don't give them your time of day. But when comments are making you uncomfortable and are overwhelming, are coming from people who love and support you, it's very hard to have that conversation. I understand that the internet is weird. Having a parasocial relationship is weird. And so I'm not offended, but I think the only way to move forward and for me to feel comfortable turning my comments back on is to have this conversation, because I feel like so many content creators, again, this is just my own little science experiment of my hypothesis, they almost celebritify themselves and become out of touch because you're not treated like a human being. And so you kind of have to do something to make that distinction of like, okay, well now I'm here and I am untouchable. And I never want to do that. I'm a real fucking bitch, okay? I am sitting crisscross applesauce in a cow field. I go to my gas station in muck boots and pajama pants. I live with my parents. I'm not going to Nobu and celebrity outings. Like, I am a real fucking person, and I want to continue to be a real fucking person. And in order to do that, I have to address comments that make me uncomfortable. And why? As a woman in ag, I will be fully transparent like always. I'm more defensive when it comes to comments, because I am so used to my passion and what I love to do being constantly under fire, constantly misrepresented, and just always having to deal with defending what I do. And so when I see comments, I don't know that it's coming from someone who loves and support me and has supported me for the past almost 3 years. I have no idea. To me, it's coming from a complete and utter stranger, because for you, you might have watched me for almost 3 years, and you do have a good grasp of who I am, and you do know me, but I don't get the luxury of knowing each and every one of you. So when I get comments, it's not coming from a friend. It's not coming from someone who I know. It is coming from a complete stranger, and I don't know your tone. I don't know your sense of humor. I don't know your intentions. I don't know you. So even when you might be meaning it with the most love and respect, it can still come off not that way. So I'm going to give some examples, especially with the blue situation, just because I feel like that was the tipping point for me of just overwhelming. You have animals. I think the hardest decision you have to make with them is if you put them down or not, because you will rack your brain about, is this the right decision? Is it too soon? Was it not soon enough? Am I doing the right thing? And I am the one who is out here every single day watching Blue deteriorate and watching her try to get around. And I'm the one who is taking care of these animals. You get to see what I allow you to see and what I film. And that's, you know, a couple minutes max of my day. And so when I am being vulnerable on the internet and sharing the potential of what might happen to Blue, and I'm flooded with thousands of people being like, well, have you tried this? Or, oh, please don't give up on her yet. It's overwhelming because are you questioning me and my abilities? Am I doing the right thing? And it's harmful. It stresses me out. It was a complete 180 of the insensitivity of people trying to already tell me what to do with her body. And I'm just sitting there like, this isn't roadkill. This is my pet. Like, I don't even want to think about that right now. Like, I'm trying to decide still if this is what I should do. Because the only person that can decide is me, no one else. Because I'm the one that's taking care of her, and I have to watch how she acts. And it's just tough to have that question. And it's even tougher to have this conversation because it's people who love and support me. Cersei's name, the amount of people who just don't realize how rude it is for me to love and be so excited for a name. And then the comments I see are, well, if it's not Flake, I'm going to riot. And it's like, it's not. And I'm sorry, but these are my cows. That's something that I think a lot of people have taken too far. Is I see comments of, oh, how are my babies doing? Or how are our cows? These are my cows, and this is my farm. So cool that this is what I get to do. I get to educate and advocate for agriculture, but this is my farm and these are my cows. That is the reason why my farm is private and not open to the public. It's the reason why you cannot send donations straight to me. It is the reason that I will never be a nonprofit, because people feel entitled when they watch you on the internet. People think that because they like your videos or they watch them, that they now have entitlement to things that would cross boundaries and put my safety and security at risk. And it's just crazy to me. The only ways that you can support me are watching my videos, shopping at my shop, heiferpleaseco.com, or joining my Patreon. And all of those, you get a service or good in return, because there are people who, if they send a donation, would think that that means they're entitled to naming one of my calves or coming to my farm and, you know, crossing boundaries. It's so crazy to me that I still have to tell people the impact of your words, because it's not just asking if my farm is open to the public, which is a total valid question. You may not have seen the pinned comment, but I have had people multiple times, grown adults, I'm just going to drive all the roads of Ohio until I find your farm so I can see those cows. I don't understand that that immediately puts my family, my animals, and me in danger, even if it's for a joke, because they'll be like, well, I was just joking. I was just kidding. I don't think that's funny. My safety and my privacy is number one, because I am a normal fucking person. I don't live in a gated community in LA. That's just not the reality here. I don't feel like a person to people sometimes. I feel like a receptacle for you to get the ha-has and the cute videos, and people do not care about me behind the camera because I'm just a receptacle. And that fucking hurts. I know this was a mouthful. I did not think I'd ever post a 10-minute TikTok, but if you made it through here, thank you. I might take a few more days. I don't really know. I'm kind of feeling a little bit under the weather now. I think it was just the stress of everything, but I really do appreciate the community that we have there. I really do. But I just think that not enough influencers speak up on the parasocial relationship, because it's such a weird thing, because people immediately like to think that we're ungrateful or that we're complaining about a job that everybody wants or is so easy. But I think what people are forgetting is all I'm asking for is basic level human respect and decency. Like, I don't even want to be treated like a white straight man. I'm just asking for like the bottom of the barrel to, like, maybe when you go to comment something, think, if I was in her shoes and a stranger said this to me, would it be taken well? And if not, maybe change it. That's it. That's all we're asking, is just like for a little bit of respect. And remember that we're even the bitches who have clear containers for everything and they're just perfect every time they come on the camera and they look like a Barbie doll. They're real people too, and they deserve to be treated as such. So I love you guys. I seriously do. Thank you so much for your grace and all your kind words. Snow's butt says adios, and I will see you soon.